Rancho Cordova man says he was defending his family when a burglar broke into his property early this morning.
1 week later.
For the second weekend in a row, a property owner shoots a thief attempting to break in. The latest intruder shooting happened Friday afternoon at a home on Chandler Drive.
Another in the series I like to call You Won't Hear It in the Mainstream Media. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification of multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like channel-like content, what I do, you can support me with the link. Everything's appreciated. And once again, be aware that comments on gun-related channels are being removed without notice. If I remove your comment, I will tell you I did so. Let's talk about this. And there are two stories, both out of California, one from Rancho Cordova and another in Sacramento, where legal gun owners, once again, thwarted criminals. Now I'm going to bring you first to Rancho Cordova, where a man who owned a business, where he actually resided in the business, a man tried to break in. The man took a firearm and shot and killed the man while he was trying to protect his two grandchildren who were there with him. Let's go ahead and check that out.
Well, Cecil, Robert, he didn't want us to use his last name, and he's pretty shaken up and gets emotional talking about what happened, but he stands by his decision to shoot that intruder who broke into his business here, and then after that man was shot, he actually came out of the business and went over in between the gas station and the strip mall here and collapsed and then died in the parking lot. And Robert tells me it was self-defense.
All of a sudden the guy, boom, kicked the door, boom, it was that quick.
That was the moment 70-year-old Robert says he was forced to defend his life and the lives of his grandsons, ages 4 and 14.
We've been dead, because if he would have gotten my gun when I pulled it out, because he continued to go towards me. He wasn't afraid of me.
Robert says he stays in the building, which he manages, and was asleep in the back room with the boys when the older grandchild woke him up.
Shook me, Papa, wake up! There's somebody breaking in. And I didn't hear the glass break.
Broken glass is still all over the floor, and Robert placed a large poster in the window frame. A man passing by gave us video of the crime scene when Rancho Cordova police closed off the parking lot Sunday morning. He understands why Robert pulled the trigger.
You have to protect yourself. You have to do it. If it's I have the kids and stuff like that, I have to protect them. I will definitely do that. It's your life, that's your blood, and you definitely have to do stuff like that.
Sheriff's deputies are investigating the deadly shooting as a homicide, but also say it should send a strong message to criminals.
Residents are fed up. Residents don't want to be a victim. Business owners don't want to be victims anymore, and they're taking their matters into their own hands. And this isn't something that we're encouraging vigilantism by any stretch, but at the same time, you have to applaud him. He demonstrated restraint. He did what he had to do to protect the people inside and including himself.
Robert says if faced with the same decision, he would put his life on the line for his family again.
Am I upset about him? Yes. I didn't want to break in, but I'm very happy that my babies are alive.
Yes, he kept telling us that over and over, that he was happy his grandchildren are okay. Now, Robert or the grandchildren, neither of them were hurt. Investigators say that Robert has been cooperative, and they don't believe that he will be arrested or face any charges in the shooting.
Heard that and you saw that. Now, the fact that the police said they're treating it as a homicide is very disturbing, because it's clear what is happening. The evidence is all there. Why is there a homicide investigation? You heard the police representative there say, hey, people are tired of the crime. And this is California, and crime is out of control in California, in general, period. This guy broke in, advanced on him even though he was armed. He paid the price for it. Why do we need to investigate? Why are we even talking about this being looked at as a homicide? This is self-defense, plain and simple. But it brings us to this next story in Sacramento, where a person was basically breaking into multiple homes in the area, and he stole a man's truck and he backed it up into the man's garage, but stole the man's truck. And also he broke into a home where the homeowner was a legal gun owner and shot at him, striking him in the hand, causing him to retreat. He then took the truck and took the police on a wild chase down the highway. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
The victim who had his truck stolen says he's grateful his family wasn't home when the intruder came into his house to get into the garage then to steal his truck. Deputies say his neighbor, a legal gun owner, did the right thing to protect himself and his family. The garage door at Kung Wen's home is back in place, a bit mangled after a thief plowed right into it while stealing his truck.
Half of all the garage door was all out in the middle of the street on that. And the garage is all wide open.
That's what Wen came home to after sheriff's investigators called him with news a burglar broke into his home. He was in San Jose with family for Thanksgiving. Just moments earlier, they say the alleged thief, 40-year-old Emilio Carrera, tried to break into a home across the street in the 7200 block of Chandler Drive. The family was home and shouted at him to go away, but deputies say he refused, and the homeowner, a legal gun owner, shot Carrera, who ran next door.
I mean, you're made to feel violated, and it makes you pretty nervous. So I slept with firearms for a while.
Another neighbor, Joe Palachek, heard the commotion. He says he's been the victim of burglars too.
People should not be breaking into your house. If they do, you should have some rights to take care of your house, your belongings, and your family.
After finding the keys on the truck's front seat, the suspect led deputies on a high-speed chase on Highway 99. It ended after Carrera hit spike strips near Arno Road and rolled the truck in a ditch.
Heard that, and you saw that. These two stories, which are pretty close to each other, one was a month ago and the other one was 3 weeks ago, but it demonstrates a need for self-defense. This one person, especially the guy in Sacramento, who was basically going from home to home, just basically breaking in to different residences in an attempt to steal from these people. The one home, they told him, we're home, go away. He refused to do so, and he got shot for his troubles. Now, unfortunately, the man whose truck got stolen, as you heard his story, his truck is totaled. You saw it there laying on the side of the road after it was spike stripped. And it's unfortunate this man now has to go through all kind of rigmarole with insurance companies to get his property righted again. But I applaud both these people in both these stories for doing what had to be done, because it always comes back to the same ideal. What if they were not armed? What story will we be hearing today? We'll be hearing about a 4-year-old and a 14-year-old and potentially a 70-year-old grandfather all being slaughtered because who knows why this guy was breaking in. Could have been a drug thing, don't know, this is alleged. But he did violate their personal property and their space in both cases. And they defended themselves. Now, as we know, California is not big on citizens having guns. So it's just fortunate that these people ran into people who managed to exercise that right in the state and took care of business. As I always say, and you hear me say it all the time, train, 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 train. Learn how to use your firearm proficiently, because you don't get to pick and choose when evil comes to your door. Always be prepared for the worst and hope for the best. But once again, positive stories where good people manage to defend themselves against bad people. But there it is. Let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time the video goes live. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.